Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below, your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on our channel. Reach out to me directly, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. Today we are discussing an 88-piece limited edition from 2013. This is the Blancpain L-Evolution Chronograph Flyback. 43.5 millimeters in a combination of carbon fiber and titanium. It is feather light, avant-garde, and easily one of the most appealing and enduring of the L-Evolution series designs. Now, of course, there is a formal alliance between Lamborghini and Blancpain, and this watch embodies elements of both. As you can see, 43.5 millimeters, so it's fairly large, but it's not thick at 13 millimeters thick. For a complication, especially a compound complication, that's quite reasonable. The watch is 52 millimeters from lug to lug with a 23 millimeter spacing between the lugs, and when you throw it on the wrist, it feels good, it looks good, it's broad, but it's not oppressive. The lugs are short, cropped, and tightly downturned, and being comprised principally of sapphire, carbon fiber, and titanium, it is very light and comfortable. It's also low enough on the wrist that it could wear underneath a cuff, but this one's not really designed to disappear underneath a sleeve. I'd recommend it for a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. Hardware and software, fascinating, as they are unconventional. You could see that there is a cross-hatching, carbon fiber style. I believe it is conventional textile, but it has a wonderful carbon fiber look. Now, it's what's outboard that's more interesting to me, as this is a synthetic suede material known as Alcantara. Ultra high-end, very expensive, very durable, and found absolutely everywhere in high-end performance cars as well as race car contact points like shift knobs and steering wheels. This gives the watch the proper feeling to channel the imagery of the Blancpain GT series, a longtime sponsorship and motorsports alliance. The nexus of Lamborghini and Blancpain is the Blancpain series. There's a contrasting stitch, and on the underside there's an inlaid vulcanized rubber to help isolate the material of the strap from the moisture, sweat, and grit of the wrist. As you can see, this is a thoroughly realized concept, as even the buckle itself is custom. Titanium, trigger actuated, meaning you have to press the triggers to open it up. It is a buckle that includes double folding action, and as you can see, there's a combination of the titanium and the carbon fiber inlaid externally. This is your insurance against accidental droppage while donning or removing the watch at bedside. Roll it over, and you can see the case band is recognizably Blancpain. We've known this case design for a long time in the Villeret, Les Brassus, and 50 Fathom series. It's when you get around to the crown side that things become a little bit more tech industrial. That is an unusual crown pusher profile, and possibly the only watch I've ever seen with this type of pusher shape. Like I said, everything here was designed bespoke. There's a combination of satin finish, so the titanium has nice matte gray, but you can also see that there's media blasting within the recesses of the lugs. That's a good look. Of course, Blancpain branded on the side with vertical satin finish, and when we get to the bezel, you can see that it is gloss finished, probably 3K weave carbon fiber. It's a good look and one that matches the motorsport intent of the watch well as the dial itself, which you'll note is also comprised of carbon fiber. Let me get my polishing cloth, remove fingerprints here. Now, the watch might look slightly reddish on screen, but I can assure you that the highlights in color are orange in person. There are applique polished indices, the watch is fully loomed, and you'll note the use of a certain dashboard style motif here in the fashion of the sub-registers, as well as in the digital readout of the double-digit date, which looks rather like an odometer. Now, the watch is a flyback chronograph, so you reset and restart with no intermediate stopping action. So this is excellent if you want to time, for example, events in rapid succession, such as two cars crossing the start-finish line of a track. Now, the timepiece does feature a movement of extraordinarily fine finish. This is a high horology movement based on the Frederic Piguet 1185, itself modified to become the F185. This is the caliber 68 F5, which is unique to this model, with a nickel anthracite finish, as well as a custom rotor in 18 karat gold, and you can see some of the wheels of the winding system have been modified to look like the spokes of a Lamborghini automotive wheel. So what you're getting here is an automatic winder with unidirectional action. It beats way at 21,600 vibrations per hour. It is adjusted not in the chronometer standard of 5 positions, but beyond the chronometer standard to 6 positions. You can see that there is a column wheel, and the column wheel acts in conjunction with a vertical clutch. The vertical clutch allowing you to leave the chronograph running full time. You might note there is no seconds hand on this dial. So if you like to have an animated dial with something always in motion, just leave the chronograph running, then you've got your hours, minutes, and seconds at center. You don't need to worry about additional wear and tear because of the vertical clutch. Also, Because the stop-start has no stagger or jump, you can see the other advantage of the vertical clutch. The advantage of the column wheel system is that it's traditional, so it has a wonderful nostalgic flavor to it, but it is also very crisp. Now, the finish here is exceptional. Power reserve is 40 hours, and the movement, which pivots on 35 joules, has some unconventional finishing decisions. First, you can see that they use a sort of spiral graining deeply grooved across the bridges rather than a conventional Côte de Genève. There is a media blasted and satinated sort of duality to the rotor. As you can see, it's media blasted over its primary center components, but then the edge features a raised satin outline with mirrored beveling on the edge, so there are actually three types of finish. The nickel anthracite is in stark contrast to the more conventional silvered rhodium finish you see on most luxury watches, and you can see the edge of every bridge glints and gleams, lights up, because the anglage here, the beveling, is mirrored, smooth, optically perfect, and glorious. The screw heads are black polished with chamfered slots, and as you can see, there is engine turning on the base plate, so there's a lot to love, right down to the satination of the wheels, which feature beveled inner circumference as well as spokes. So this is a beautifully made high horology watch that also happens to be 100 meters water resistant, so it is a full-service sports chronograph. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. And we're back with the Blancpain L Evolution Chronograph Flyback.